have a few more people coming in, so those of you with a little extra space, if you could move to one side or the other just to create more space for a mat. Yeah, so we have space right here for those of you who just came in. And then fourth row, we could create a space there. And then we've got one in the back row. And those of you who just came in, welcome. Make sure you have a bolster, blanket, and block. And welcome to Yin. My name's Cat. Is this anybody's first Yin practice? Raise your hand. Okay, cool. Welcome. Is anybody pregnant? Injuries, past surgeries? Anybody with herniated discs? Knee sensitivities? Okay, all right. And low back sensitivities. Okay. Sciatica. Anything I haven't mentioned? Yeah. So one of the most beautiful things is that we all have very unique and different bodies. I've never met anyone who has the same body as anyone else. So I'm very fond of offering options and alternatives, and just so you figure out what the best way is to support yourself in the practice. So call me over. My name's Kat if you have confusion. So this morning, you may know or may not know that it's Galungan, which is a very special Balinese holiday. And there's a really deep power in the energetic field on the island today. And without thinking or talking too much about it, just having that awareness of the potency of today. So we're going to begin either sitting. My preference would be, if it's okay for your back, to sit. And for some of you, sitting on even 2 bolsters would be great. If you have a lot of compression, tightness in your low back, sit on a couple bolsters. And if you find that you're going to be struggling a lot, then lay on your back with your knees bent, feet on the floor. So coming into your seated or laying down position. And then closing your eyes. And with your eyes closed, listening to the sounds around you. Noticing any and all points where your body touches the ground. Awareness of your breath. Noticing where you breathe in your body. Noticing how your breath changes as you observe it. Encouraging a slower breath. Having your inhalation the same length as your exhalation. So some of you may find it helpful to count your length of inhale and exhale to ensure the balance. Feeling how you can breathe or bring life force, prana, anywhere you place your mind. And really ensuring that your breath is touching into your roots, your pelvic floor, your tailbone, your pelvis, your genitals, like how low, even the tops of your thighs. And how you can also breathe into your low back and middle back. Most of us, it's easy to breathe more in the front of the body, so it becomes interesting to breathe in the back body. Breathing in your middle back. And breathing in your upper back. Relaxing your jaw. Breathing into your neck. Even encouraging a little bit of a lengthening in your spine so that there's more space for energy to travel upwards and downwards along your spine. And as you simply notice what's just happening for you, you may want to take your palms facing down on your knees to help ground. If you're feeling a little low in energy or even a little depressed, take your palms facing up. That will lighten you a little bit. And bring your mind back down into your pelvis. And we're just going to take a couple breaths through each chakra. Now, there's quite a bit I could say about the chakras, but for today I will be quite minimal. And so whether this is an old hat or a brand new thing, just starting to feel for what is it like to breathe in your pelvic floor, meaning around your perineum, which is that space right in front of your anus. And your chakras, it's not like an anatomical place. They're actually energetic discs. So it's an energetic location. And you'll know that you found it simply when you find it. It's just a feeling. So we're just opening ourselves to possibility of new territory today. So what does it feel like to breathe down into your pelvic floor? And you could visualize even a little bit of a disc or a ball spinning there. And maybe get your exhale slightly longer than your inhale. And do notice, is your breath going all the way down? And then drawing your attention up a little bit, like 2 fingers underneath your belly button. And then start to breathe almost like in your low back, in that space, 2 fingers below belly button. But you actually want to go in the center of your body as you do this. And all of us, the chakras are sometimes in a little bit of a different location for everyone. So just being open to what your experience is. What does it feel like to breathe? In your second chakra. So around the sacrum. Almost like the middle point of your intestines. Using your breath to touch and expand. And then getting your breath up into your solar plexus, where your stomach and liver are located. So right around your lowest ribs. And that goes all the way back to your mid-back area. And finding that center point in the center of your body around there. And you'll notice that there will be different areas of your body that will call you. So for some of you, it will be more of your back body. So just trusting where your body leads you. And noticing that certain places will be easy for you to feel, other areas might be blank. And then moving up to your heart, the heart center. So upper back, center of chest. And that space in your body right between. Noticing where it's easy for you to breathe. And what is it like to find or fall into the center point of your heart? And staying with it. And then moving up to your throat, back of neck, center of throat, front of throat, and washing your breath through there. Relaxing your jaw. Even using your breath to clear out debris. And again, if you're finding yourself struggling with sitting, lay down. And then moving right up to your third eye. So it's a little bit above the center point of your eyebrows. And it actually goes right into the midpoint of your brain. And if you just put yourself in your brain, you'll find a little groove that draws you in. And as you slow your breath down more, just breathing through that. Crown of head. And you might find it interesting as you breathe into the crown of your head that you might be drawn a little bit higher above that. So finding again where you're pulled in. And then return your breath back down into your pelvis, into first chakra, Muladhara, so that you're grounding. And noticing, is your inhale as expansive as your exhale? Is your exhale as full as you can get it? Have you spaced out and can you draw yourself back in? And take one more long breath through your whole body. And as you exhale, keeping most of your attention inside, open your eyes very, very, very softly, and you're going to make your way onto your back. So placing all your props to the side and laying down on your back. And being mindful to keep your gaze just to yourself. Eyes transmit energy. And as you rest with either legs straight or knees bent, palms face up, letting your mouth hang open a little bit, breathing. And take a moment to breathe into each side of your jaw. I had just named the main 7 chakra points. We actually have, some say like 144,000, some say 200,000. Who's counting? But we do have 2 small chakras in each jaw. So what does it feel like to start to breathe into your jaw? And noticing these subtle sensations that happen as you bring your awareness there. Allowing yourself to feel something new. Allowing your sensitivity to come through. And as you keep this internal awareness, moving slowly, bending both of your knees and setting your feet on the floor, keeping your head on the ground. And our first pose is threading the needle. And so having your right foot in line with your right sit bone. So for some of you, you might have to bring it in a little bit. and crossing, picking your left leg up so left ankle is over right thigh. And if you're knee sensitive, flex your left foot so your toes point to the ceiling. And you might find as you breathe here, as you relax your jaw, that there's already a stimulation that's happening in left thigh. So we're just observing how our body speaks to us, and we're interested in the subtlety of how our body speaks to us. And so there may already be enough feeling and information that's occurring here. So sometimes it takes a lot of wisdom to refrain. And if you find that this isn't the place for you, then you take 1 or 2 blocks and place them underneath your right foot, as that will increase the sensation. And you'll notice that I'm noticeably having us move slowly into this, because if you have a very flexible body, you might often bypass the subtler places where there's quite a bit going on. And so as you breathe into your thigh, noticing how this feels, and letting your tailbone drop away from you so that you'd be increasing your low back curvature. So for a lot of you, your tailbones, your pubic bones are moving towards your face. If it can relax you, could you move it away? Could you move your sit bones away? And as you keep breathing down into your pelvis and noticing where you're feeling this, if this still doesn't nail it, then pick your right thigh up off the right foot up off the ground and take your hands around your thigh or perhaps even your shin. We'll be here for a little bit. Each pose is held between 3 to 7 minutes. They've done studies where optimally holding a pose for 20 minutes is what gives the most benefit for the body, but it does take practice to build up to that. And so with your eyes soft or closed, breathing down into your pelvis, relaxing your shoulders, neck, and jaw. And even just noticing, are your shoulders up to your ears? What would happen if you took out your effort? So today's undercurrent theme is, could you allow yourself to do less? Relaxing the point between your eyebrows. Letting your mouth hang open slightly, almost like you could drool. And breathing from your hips, and you might be drawn back to your first chakra, down in your pelvis, or your second chakra, or it might be more like an anatomical place that is speaking to you. And as you inhale, breathing from your hips, and draw that breath all the way up to your jaw. And then as you exhale, breathe from your jaw, down through heart, solar plexus, low belly, back down to pelvis, and draw your belly in at the end of your exhale. So the inhale is an upward movement from hips to jaw. And the exhale is a downward movement from jaw to hips, pelvis. And it's quite normal to start to feel a lot. And it's up to you to moderate what you need. So if you need to down level, do so. And what happens if you begin to exhale through your mouth? We're almost through this. And the exhale will always help you clear. Taking 3 more breaths. Keeping your breath long. And after your next exhale, if it's appropriate, some of you may want to stay longer. Uncross your left ankle, keep breathing. Set your left foot on the ground, keep breathing. Relax your hands, place props to the side, and just straighten your legs out onto the ground. Palms face up or down. Hands on your body, maybe. And just noticing the sensations. Observing any place that's holding a bit. Especially today, there's a lot of holding in the forehead and in the jaw. So what just happen if you let your face go? Your cheekbones, your brain. Your skull bones. Allowing, encouraging. A deeper relaxation. Through your whole system. Feeling your body soften. Even just getting heavier as you settle down. Your whole body, your whole system just settling down. As you feel the slower, deeper, subtler currents in your body. Just for a moment, take a breath through your heart. And keeping your eyes closed, your movement slow. And just staying with what's percolating inside. Bending both of your knees, feet on the floor. Breathing slowly down into your hips. Left foot placed in front of left sit bone. And then picking your right foot up, crossing right ankle over. And even just for a moment, relax your right ankle completely. Relax the right foot completely, the bones of your right foot, the ankle bones of right foot. Just noticing what it's like to really relax your right ankle joint, the bones of your right foot. To really let that go, unless for some reason your knee doesn't like that. And then just to notice what it's like to relax the bones in your neck, visualizing the bones in your neck, noticing when I ask you to visualize, are there bones in your neck that are blank to you, that you skip over, and start to put your mind and breathe into them. Noticing where the joint of your upper back meets your neck. And how your neck bones actually feed right up into your brain. And relaxing the whole front of your throat, especially where front of throat meets chin. And if it's enough for you to stay here with your foot crossed over, stay. If you need to put blocks underneath your foot, do so. But staying slow and mindful, because the mind likes to have an agenda, and the mind always thinks it knows what's going on, and the mind always decides it knows what you need, and the mind always decides what's good and bad. So when you stay really curious, the body has this really circular and surprising way to communicate. And if you need to grab onto your thigh, grab onto thigh. And whatever position you've chosen, drop back into the depth of yourself. The art of yin, in my opinion, is the art of doing nothing and finding the power when we let go and do less. So just noticing, is there that habitual response of effort? And that usually translates into what our shoulders are doing and jaw and brain. And what would it be like to slow your breath down more? To let your mouth hang open, like just for now you have permission to drop your face. You have permission to drop all of your faces. What does it feel like to even breathe through your face? And to relax the bones of your face. And the muscles behind your face. And even if you think I sound ridiculous, play with letting your mouth hang open. No one's looking at you. Because when there's compression, especially in the face, it starts to create compression elsewhere. And so what would happen if you started to breathe in that little juncture where your nose meets your forehead, and you allow there to be this space of opening and relaxation right where your nose meets your forehead? And to feel the whole front of your forehead relaxing, as if suddenly it's shifting from something more solid into something more liquid and fluid. And what if you gave yourself permission to not know? What if you gave yourself the freedom to not know? As you continue to relax your face and let go, especially where your nose meets your forehead. Especially in your mouth. Roof of mouth and tongue. Back of neck. Your whole mouth. The juncture where your head meets your neck. Softness and letting go. Feeling, allowing, dropping. Just a little bit longer. Letting yourself feel what you feel. Eyes relaxing. Crown of head relaxing. Taking 3 more breaths. Sides of neck relaxing. After your next exhale, if you choose, you can stay if you'd like to. Uncross your ankle, set your feet down. And as you place your props to the side, some of you may enjoy legs straight out onto the ground. Some of you may enjoy butterfly or Supta Baddha Konasana. So that would be soles of feet together, knees wide. You may enjoy placing a prop under one or both thighs or knees, or you may enjoy the stretch without that support. And as you breathe, your mind on your whole body. Breathing in your throat, so that all this energy that's coming from the heavens, down into the crown of your head, down through your brain. All that wisdom can clearly come down through a clear passageway in your throat, down into your heart, and down into your solar plexus. And letting your mouth hang open and just feeling any place that's fighting, and let that just be there. So whatever is here, just let it all be here. Resting. And is there one area that wants more breath? And what does it feel like to breathe there? You need to rest here, stay. Otherwise, draw your knees to chest slowly. Relax feet and ankles and shoulders. And just roll to your right. Take your time. And breathe. Breathe. And keeping your eyes closed, press yourself up to sitting. And our next pose is caterpillar. You might know it as seated forward fold or Paschimottanasana. So there's a few ways to work with this. First, pulling the flesh from your buttocks so that you're in front of your sit bones. And if when you sit, your pelvis tilts forward and you have a lot of compression or rounding in low back, sit on the edge of a bolster or even 2 bolsters or blocks or 2 blocks. That will really help. Now, we all have different bodies, so for some of you, you might even find, just by starting, because we're going to be here for a little bit, so just by starting with folding forward, you can take your arms underneath, and just to begin, and I'm giving you like the fast forward version, but over time you can start to straighten the legs out. Now, I happen to have open hamstrings, so if that happens to be the case, you may find just folding forward is good. You can always prop your chin in your hands. That's really nice for the neck. You can put a block underneath your head, or you can even put a bolster underneath you. And we're looking for, in the yin practice, a soft to medium edge. So not that place where you start to fight, but where you feel. We're interested more in the stimulation in the backs of the legs and along the spine. So coming forward now to your edge and knowing that as we're here, you might find yourself softening more deeply. Experiencing the new quality of sensation that this pose offers. Observing if there's any way that your shoulders and neck and jaw are trying to help you out and relax them. For my low back sensitive friends, you might find it more helpful to have your knees bent and even placing a prop underneath your knees if you want to. And also especially feeling for drawing your low belly back to your spine when you exhale. So there'll be a little bit of effort if you're low back sensitive. And call me over if you need extra attention. And let's breathe through the back. Starting at the tailbone. On your inhale, moving through every vertebra, all the way to where your neck meets your brain. So your inhale goes from tailbone to where neck meets brain. And your exhale goes from where neck meets brain back to tailbone. And you'll notice that there will be certain places that are blank, numb, that you skip over or space out on. And so just pausing there and actually spending more time in those areas. And if you find that you begin to struggle where it actually doesn't feel healthy to stay in this pose, you can always just lay on your back and take your legs straight up. So you're still getting that stimulation in the backs of your legs and back. And sometimes, just because we're feeling a lot or it's new, we can't help but fidget, whether that's a physical fidget or a mental fidget. So you just note it and just bring yourself back to what you're feeling and your breath. And let yourself yawn, let your eyes stay closed. Eyes transmit energy. Noticing if you're looking around. The good news is we're all doing the same thing. So just close your eyes and come back to yourself. And become interested in what you're feeling. And again, if there's something that's struggling, like that's painful, lay on your back and take your legs up. Just a little bit longer. And taking 5 more breaths. Breathing right into where your body would like it the most. Keeping your eyes closed for those of you who would like to move. Just going to slowly roll yourself up. And you'll make your way back onto your back. We're just taking a place to pause and digest. So some of you may want to stay sitting upright. And you can come into a seated meditation, cross-legged or on your knees. You can come into a child's pose. But just some way that you can rest and digest. And eyes are closed. And you're back with your breath. Eyes soft and closed. So each pose will stimulate not just, there's quite a bit going on, but I'll just talk about energetically. So it works with, yin is designed to work with the meridians of the body. But the body will shift and express whatever energy needs to move at that time. And so when we pause in these spaces, that's actually, this is a fertile space to feel those deeper pieces. And when you really relax and allow whatever is here to be here without finding the solution, without creating any sort of agenda, you're just listening and feeling, then the body knows it has space to integrate, can drop what it wants to drop, move what it wants to move, and also communicate with you what you may have not been hearing. Taking a few more breaths. Where your body's asking for attention. And if you need to keep resting where you are, please do. Otherwise, staying with your breath and moving slowly, come back up to sitting. And you'll be taking your legs wide into a V. Those of you who have your pelvis tilted forward, low back compression, tight hips, still stay on the edge of your blanket or bolster. And we're interested in the side of the body now, so you'll be bending your right elbow and resting your head in your right hand. And the left arm can just relax in front or behind. If this feels like a lot of effort, you can also bend the left knee, because that will take some of the extra stretch out. And you can also take a block or a bolster along your right leg. This is really nice, because you've got a little extra propping and support. So playing with what sort of support do you need? Some days our body actually is interested in not as much support so that there is that space for expansion. But if you're already feeling a little fragile or overstretched, that's when the body says that it needs that extra support so it can feel safe and ground. And as you feel the stimulation through the left side of your body, start to run your breath from left hip through the whole left side of torso, through left shoulder, left side of neck, and the whole left side of your head.
Want me to get an extra bolster? Hold your head.
And so just allowing yourself to feel really giving yourself the freedom to not know. And to just fascinate upon whatever quality sensation is running through your body. So even taking out the habit of analyzing what it is, whether it's good or bad, where did it come from, where is it going? And just being so present with the quality of sensation. The texture. It may have a color. It may have a sound. We're here just a little bit longer. And you may want to breathe into it and notice what happens when you breathe into whatever this thing is that has no name. And keeping your eyes closed, just slowly draw yourself up. And just pause and center with your hands on your thighs or the ground. Feel your sit bones on the ground and breathe. Feeling the lengthening of your spine, and bless you. And just feeling like you just draw energy from the earth, like you're just sucking it up right from your pelvis, drawing it all the way up through your whole spine, or if you connect with the chakras, every single chakra, right through your first, up through your second, up into your third, your solar plexus, right into your heart, right into your throat. Letting your jaw relax, even feeling that earth energy spreading right through your jaw, right up into your brain, right up through the crown of your head, right up to the sky. And then feeling how you can just suck and draw energy from the sky through the crown of your head, like you're a straw, right down through your brain, right down through your throat, right down through your heart, right down through your solar plexus, healing and loving your stomach and your liver, right down into your low belly, into your intestines, down into your genitals, right down into your pelvis, right down into the earth. And take a long inhale. And as you exhale, now come to the other side. So your left arm is down. And if it becomes too much, you can always bend that right knee and have the right foot to the inside of thigh. And as we all have different bodies, you'll have to play with where do you feel the primary stimulation, which is the right side of your torso. And then just checking, are the other places that are stimulating, is it healthy or does it need support or a small different movement? And then once your shape is secure, although it will constantly be adjusting and micro-adjusting, then you can get really present with the raw sensation. The texture, the color, the feeling. And then breathe into it. There is nothing more fascinating than your own internal universe. Breathing into what you're feeling. Constantly meeting yourself. Staying with yourself as you change. Taking 2 more breaths. With eyes closed, using your belly to support your back, all the way up. Keep breathing. And as your legs have been a little wide for a while, you can nudge them slowly together. And we'll be meeting on our backs. Take your time and just breathe. Letting whatever is here to be here. Resting. Your whole system relaxing. Today is also a new moon. New moons are always times for new beginnings, but in particular, the invitation for this new moon is truly letting go of what no longer serves you so that you can leap joyfully into the unknown. And the good news is that it's always unknown. And our practice in yoga is, how do we live fully and lightly? So as you breathe through your body, feeling how the inhale just brings this current of freshness, of space, of clearing. It's refreshing. And your exhale is just letting go. The body loves to let go. The body loves to let go. If you need to rest here longer, please do. Otherwise, draw your right knee into your chest. We're moving into a spinal twist. Relax your right foot and ankle. Take your right arm up over your head. Just using your left hand, pull right thigh across your torso to the ground. It's okay if right shoulder comes off the ground. Some of you might find that it doesn't feels like too much to have your right knee on the ground. So you put a bolster or blanket there. So make sure that if it's not ground that's underneath your right knee, it's something. And then also feeling for your right arm, what feels best to you? Is it right arm straight up? Or is it a little bit to your right? And then feeling your mouth, what happens as you let your face go. And as you breathe through the right side of your chest. Relaxing your shoulders. And feeling how you can soften your awareness past muscle and bone and even breath to these subtler sensations that are happening. And just slow your breath down. Few more breaths. Slowly drawing belly in to support your back. Come back to center. Pause and center. Release your right leg out and just pause and breathe. If you have a bolster under your head, place that to the side. Just feel how your whole body's connected. Feel how your neck is connected, and even visualize how your neck is connected to the rest of your body. Notice how your head is connected to the rest of your body. How your feet are connected to the rest of your body. Your knees, your pelvis, your heart. Notice how your heart is with the rest of your body. Drawing your other leg in, your left leg. Left arm overhead. As you exhale, draw right knee across your torso. Forgot to mention, if you're back sensitive or have sciatica, have your left knee in line with left hip or lower. And also experiment with, do you need support underneath right knee? Do you need support underneath left arm? And feeling your left shoulder. As you breathe. And your head can stay up, it can turn to the right or to the left. feeling. Taking 5 more breaths. Slowly come back to center. Straightening your legs out. Placing your props to the side, and as we set up for Shavasana, you need a bolster under your knees or something across your torso. For the neck, it's nice to have the blankets. The bolsters are pretty high for most necks. And then once you negotiate your space also with your neighbor, letting your palms rest facing upwards, perhaps on your body. And as we move into Shavasana, which is our deeper space for digestion and purification, letting go. Using the power of today, of both Galungan and the new moon, setting what we call in yoga a sankalpa, or an intention. And setting this intention, letting it be something that is meaningful for what you truly want to manifest without being concerned about how it could happen. And when you set this sankalpa, you say it in the present tense as if it's happening right now, and you say it in the positive. And once you have your clear intention, you'll repeat it to yourself 3 times. Make sure that it's the exact same way each time that you say it. And as you say it, you're saying it to every single cell in your body, as well as the entire energetic field that is around you. And you're saying it down into the earth and up to the heavens. And after you've set your sankalpa, allowing your whole body to relax. Begin deepening your breath. Letting yourself stay relaxed, connected. And as you breathe, repeat your sankalpa, your intention, 3 times the same way to yourself. Start to move your fingers and toes, stretching your body. If you're not ready to move yet, take your time. And drawing your knees into chest, roll to your right, and just pause, taking a breath through your upper back and middle back and lower back. And come all the way up to sitting in a way that's comfortable for you, with your palms facing down on your knees, eyes closed. As you listen to the wind, feeling your softness, your ground, and your uprightness. Bring your hands together in prayer in front of your heart. Namaste. Enjoy your day.